Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to a new video. So this is my 2018 F80 M3, pretty much fully optioned out. It's got a lot of cool options and everything. It's very well spec'd. However, there was one thing that was not checked off on the list when the original owner bought this car, and that was CarPlay. Now, if you guys remember when I first got the car, I actually coded CarPlay in. I went to a company, it was only 55 bucks, super reasonable. And what it also enabled was the full screen CarPlay as well as video in motion, which was awesome. However, if your car was not optioned with CarPlay from the factory, it's actually missing one thing. And I didn't know that at the time. Obviously I just coded it in. I was just enjoying it and driving with full screen CarPlay. That's the kind of interface that I use and prefer. So just driving around and minding my own business, I would notice that the CarPlay would just completely disconnect very, very often. It was rather annoying, especially if I was using Google Maps for directions. It would just completely disconnect and it would go back and forth between Bluetooth and then CarPlay. Really, really annoying. So I started doing some research and I found out that if your car was not optioned with CarPlay from the factory, it's actually missing one wire. So the way that CarPlay works, in these cars at least, I believe other cars as well, is that it pivots off of a Wi-Fi connection. And if you don't have a Wi-Fi antenna, it won't connect properly. The head unit itself actually has Wi-Fi enabled, wireless Wi-Fi. However, you actually need the Wi-Fi cable, which is right here. So there's the part number if you want to pick this up. This is an OEM BMW part. I actually purchased this from ECS Tuning. It came in like 2 days, super quick, but this is what I need. So it's just a Wi-Fi antenna. As you can see, there is the connection that goes to the head unit, and there is the little antenna. So this will enable CarPlay to stay connected at all times, and I'm really happy I found this resolution. Now, thank you to the forums. I was able to resolve this by finding the solution through threads and everything, and everyone was like, hey, get this and you'll be totally fine. So I'm gonna walk you through the install. It's pretty straightforward, pretty simple. Just gotta get to the back of the actual head unit, plug this in, and you're good to go. All right, so we're inside. This is where we need to be. The head unit is actually located behind here. So I've actually done this a few times. One was when I first did the red line charging mount right here. The second time was when I just installed the AK Motion data display up here. So I'm very familiar with this whole process, but I'll walk you through it again just so if anybody's curious. It's pretty simple. We're gonna be removing this whole entire trim piece. The easiest way to do it, I don't like using trim tools because it can potentially damage and dent the dash. I just like to get my fingers behind here and kind of just pull forward. Obviously you want to be careful, but as you can kind of see, it starts pulling away from the dash pretty easily. Then you kind of just work your way around it. So there's gonna be two plugs, one down low, one up top. Dismantle them or disconnect them. Then you're gonna be able to pull this whole thing out. And then once we remove this out of the way, I'll show you what to do next. All right, so we got the trim out, really simple. As you can see, the two plugs, just unplug them from the top right here. As you can see, I just kind of have it laying on the seat right here because I have the data display connected. I could disconnect it, but it was easier just to kind of lay it over here out of the way. So next thing we're actually going to do is take a T20 and remove these screws. Now there's two on the top. As you can see, one right there, one right here. And then there's also two on the bottom. So we're gonna actually remove this little trim piece as well. So kind of hard doing this one-handed, but there we go. So pull that down, you got two on the bottom, and this whole thing slides out. All right, so we got that out of the way. Simply just lay it to the side. There is a plug there. You can disconnect that if you want, but I just laid it down nice and gently over here. Now there's two more screws. So one there and one on that side. They're both T20 again. Then this whole entire head unit actually slips out, and then the plug is on the back. So let's do that, and then I'll show you what to do on the back. All right, so I got the whole head unit slid out. I'm just holding it here since it's all connected. But if we look on the back, you can see two purple connectors. There's one already connected and then one on the right. So we're gonna be looking at this one specifically. That is where we're actually going to connect the new Wi-Fi antenna and it's as simple as that. So I'm gonna go ahead, take it out of the package, plug it in. I'll try to get you guys an angle. It's a little awkward just because of where it is right now, but yeah, it's simple as that. Plug it in, you're good to go. So let me get it out of the package, and I'll show you kind of where I tuck it in, make it all clean. Then we can put this all back together. All right, so over on the passenger side, I figured I would get you this a little bit better angle, but if you kind of look, the one that's plugged in says BT, which is Bluetooth, and then the one next to it says WLAN, so that's actually the Wi-Fi connection, as I mentioned. But I figured I'd mention that. So I have the cable out of the box, or out of the little packaging right there. Just going to plug it in. So the clip side goes down, so we're gonna be plugging it in like that. Most likely, I'm trying to decide if I should untape that or just leave it kind of bundled up like that. But I don't know. Let me plug it in first, and then I'll figure out where to go. All right, so I got it plugged in. I just put it back into place. I didn't screw it in yet, but all I did was kind of follow the wires, because that is where all the other antennas and everything goes for this. Just kind of goes down there. I left it in this little cubby, so if I ever need access, I don't take all this off. I can just pull this little trim piece down, and I have access to the little antenna right here. So I don't know, we'll see if it works. It should be okay with the connection point. Obviously it's connected, so it's gonna reach that at some point, hopefully. So what I'm gonna do now is just put everything back together, put all the screws back in, get everything mounted back up and in place, and then I'll do a little test to see if it works. So based on all the research and everything I've done on this, as soon as you do this, it never disconnects again and you're good to go. But I obviously won't be able to tell until I start driving around and everything, and you know, I don't see it disconnect anymore. But so all the research and everything that I've done, it seems like when you do this, it's good to go. So we'll see. But let me go ahead and get this back together, and we can wrap the video up. All right, guys, so I got everything buttoned back up. Everything went back nice and smooth. It's always so nice putting these cars back together. Everything clips in. All these clips around the trim here are metal, so they're not plastic. I'm so used to, you know, less expensive cars where that stuff breaks. This goes back in perfectly every single time, and it obviously looks beautiful. But CarPlay is up. It connected super quickly, actually quicker than it normally did, so that's a good sign. I don't know if you guys have seen my whole video on installing CarPlay in the car. It was really simple, but go back and check that video if you're interested. But as you can see, full screen CarPlay, which is super nice. Otherwise, it has that little kind of other screen on the side there. Hated it. My buddy's M2 is the same exact way, and when I had that car, absolutely hated that it was split screen like that. But as you can see, it's fantastic. Full screen looks so much better. And yeah, I'll update you guys in a future video, or maybe on my Instagram or something, if it 100% worked. I'm pretty confident just seeing how fast it connected and everything. I know a lot of people have had this issue that have coded CarPlay into their F80s, F82s, F83s, and experienced the same issue, got this same exact wire, and then they haven't had a problem since. So very happy that it went smoothly. In the grand scheme of things, I wish I had that wire when I was installing this so I can have done it all at once, but again, super simple. That took like 15 minutes to get knocked out. So all right, guys, so that wraps it up. Really simple install. Very, very happy. Everything went super smooth, and I'm happy that it went in exactly where I was expecting it. Again, I just looked this up on the forums. I saw it, I purchased it. It was like 34 bucks or something with shipping and all that, so not too expensive at all. It's nothing crazy. And to code in CarPlay, it was $55. So, you know, you're looking at about 80 bucks or so to get this done, get CarPlay into your car. Not bad at all, considering it's so much easier to get CarPlay in these cars as opposed to getting an entire different head unit in, you know, older cars. So really simple to do that. Happy I got it done. Next up, we have quite a few things coming up for the car. We got the beautiful carbon backs from ECS Tuning. Picked these up at a crazy, crazy deal. These things are normally like 900 bucks. I got them on sale for, I think it was like $295. Crazy. I posted up on my Instagram, and I believe there's only a few left, and they absolutely sold out of them super quick once I posted it up. So gonna be throwing these on, gonna be doing a video on that. Also got some new exhaust tips. I show these on my Instagram. The ones I'm running, I love. They're really nice. They're actually very similar. I'm running a inked custom setup, and I got some really nice gloss black tips on the car, or on the exhaust when I first got it. However, the finish on them is starting to kind of not look so great. They still look okay, but for me, I'm just not happy with it. As you can see, it's kind of, I don't know, I don't want to say bubbling, but it's not, it doesn't look the best. So I ended up picking these up from Horizon Motorsports. Very similar finish in terms of the gloss black, so I'm hoping this one stays better than the other ones. But as you can see, they got a carbon fiber kind of surround. I don't know. We'll see how I like it. I figured I would try it out. It goes well with all the other carbon I got on the car. And actually the tips are a little bit larger. The ones I have on there are 89 millimeters. These are 93. And that is only because of the carbon surrounding on there. I believe the gloss black insert, the main tip is 89 millimeters. And these just make it a little bit bigger. So it's gonna fill out the rear diffuser a little bit better. It's got the nice M logo on there. You're able to get a few different colors. You can get gloss black, chrome. You're able to get like a frosted chrome. And then there was also like the titanium gold and blue color, which looked cool, but it may have been a little too much for my car. So I decided to pick these up. I'm gonna throw them on, really simple. And yeah, so that's gonna be a video. So I also got a couple of other things coming as well. I'm gonna update you guys very soon. Next video that you guys are gonna see is actually the crank hub, downpipe, spark plugs, oil change. I also got an alignment as well. So yeah, that's the next video. But as you can see, I have my stock downpipes here and also the stock crank hub. So we are set for power. Very, very excited for what's to come. Going to go straight to some pretty decent power in this thing, but plenty more to do with this car. Very, very excited for where it is going. Very excited for the warmer weather coming back around so I can really, really enjoy this car. Over winter, we were so focused on the garage, and then last summer, last fall, we were really focused on kind of modifying the car and getting it to this point. But now I'm at a really, really good point where I can start tweaking things and getting it perfect. And yeah, so super, super excited of where this car is. But that's going to wrap it up for this one, guys. If you are interested in the wireless CarPlay wire that you need, there is the part number that you guys need. I will link it below so you guys can just click it, purchase it, and you'll be good to go. You can follow my video of how to install it, and everything will be perfect. So that's going to do it for this one, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions at all, be sure to ask them below. But in the meantime, keep it clean, keep it simple, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.